my body is staying still. And I just move in my shoulder. At the beginning, have your internal work actually be external. So my body is going to move. So see, my body went back. You see that? It was a weight shift, and then my body turned. And there's there's a visual pelvic form angle change. So body, see, weight shift, and try to use this little arm movement, hand moving through space independently of your spine. Reduce that. Your hand moves because your spine and pelvis are shifting. When you get better, then all that is internal. All that's internal, and it'll work. And it looks to you like it's the shoulder, but it feels to him like it's not. So at the beginning, big spine and pelvis movements. Let's emphasize the hand he's grabbing. So here's a contention point, and you are going to figure out how to free yourself from it. So obviously, you can see that there's this kind of, he's going into Nikyo. You see that? But it has to happen at a certain range. So if you're here and you try to do this, you're going to get stuck too on his thumb getting stuck. So I don't know what your range is going to be, but it should be effortless like that, and his knife edge should roll right into my trap. See that? So the space his knife edge needs for me, that's where I'm going to move. If I just wanted to check him down, then this hand can do what you guys are doing, which is it's doing its own thing. But since you're going for Katagatame, it's actually this hand that's controlling the technique. All right, you see? We can ignore the ending for a little bit and just see if you get there. See if you get there. See if you can get there. Okay? If you go, I'm out, grab. You don't have, her hand needed to make a whole lot more rotation. So you're going to use your contact points to get that hand in there. Not grab. Use the contact points. Pressure. So you're fine, okay? Pressure plus pressure, the right kind is what rolls that. Do you see that? And I get in place. So it's about sensitivity. You see? You guys are just doing your own thing like usual. Okay? No, enter into this relationship. Boom. Get into go. Okay? You just have to go around that energy and you'll find it. What, when you guys feel the resistance, what do? You push back on it. So that's what's happening here. No, just keep going around it, keep going around it, keep going around it till you get it. Right? As uke, I would not recommend tensing up when your elbow's getting tweaked so much. Okay, go. All right. So here I have my first projection, right? And it got his balance, and now I guess you guys are thinking that he's got no fourth leg over here and so that you're just gonna shove that elbow down. Um, but that's okay. What if he's very athletic and he moves his leg into that? Or what if he's very strong and you can overpower him, which is very probable. So your art will again work only for slower, weaker people. That's not who you should be training for. So let's just look at what happens to his shoulder when you turn his hand. You see? But now he has the angle of cancellation, right? Because here it didn't. If he wanted to grab underneath, he could. If he wanted to step in, he could. But once you start dropping his shoulder, right, you cancel all that out. So the technique is not this, and then I shove him down. The technique is I continue with the kazushi right there, you see? And I follow a guy who's falling down. Don't throw him down. He's falling down, and I'm following him. And that only happens if you're on the knife edge of the hand. Anywhere else, it doesn't turn his shoulder. You have to get his knife edge to turn. So I want you to do the same technique, but this time you're going to watch what happens to his shoulder. Watch what happens to his, do you see? You're trying to turn his shoulder down. Okay, try the kind of naturalness to what they're doing. There's a symmetry, there is a relationship between the two. So one's not going like this, and one's not changing at weird angles. So this movement that you're doing here, this movement, the inward spiral at the top, very important. Okay, and then here's that exchange, you see? Very important, meaning they're master key moves. So if he throws the strike to my head, there's your inward spiral, just on an inward parry, okay? It's the beginning move that you come around on the carotid. You use it everywhere. It's also one of the best ways of cultivating your power. So this movement here, this movement right here is the same thing. So you could use it on strikes. We've done it before where I'm hitting from the back and hitting from the front, hitting this way, boom, in. We did it in the handgun class. We used it to cut with the front side. Do you remember? Okay. So you guys have these movements like this. You see that? How's that ever going to be a master key move? But it's also not a good Katagatame. So when I catch this side of him like that, then I gotta shove him down. You see? So I gotta be stronger than him. And then you picturing, like that's gonna work. But he has a lot of leverage right now. You see? I'm not gonna turn that on. It's just not gonna happen. Whereas if he's down and I'm just holding like this is what takes away his leverage. So do the same arm straightening move. It's not gonna work, you see? So a lot of you are like this, and then they bend their arm for you, and then you're picturing this twisting movement, and almost like a kimura, but it's a misunderstanding of the kimura too. It's a misunderstanding of Katagatame. People do not just give up like uke, like yurukemi. So you're like this, and then you go. It takes very little strength for someone to do the very first drill you do when you get here, which is extension. Practice your extension, please. Try it. Uke will extend. So all Aikido moves actually expect resistance from uke. We just live in a culture of Aikido where uke is just a dressage pony, but that's not here, okay? So he has to be expected to want to push up with that hand, want to extend it, you see? And so if you pay attention to his body and push up with this hand, really hard, it's just feeding the pin, isn't it?
Okay.
You see? When he now extends his arm like this, it does not feed the pin. The energy is not going down from his energy coming up. Do you understand? So much so, like, let's say I didn't want to, you know, I don't know. I tried and I got like the middle of the hand. I'm trying to do it, right? That's where the other technique comes in. Sankyo. You see, so here's Sankyo, and again he tries to extend his arm. Go ahead. And he can't extend his arm. But if I have a bad Sankyo and he extends his arm, it's the same thing. So you're trying to learn this universal movement. You're trying to get the knife edge, and yeah, stuff happens, right? But if you feel like you don't have it, so that his resistance is feeding the pin, then look, you just come underneath, and you'll have Sankyo where you're now on top of the hand. So I'm going to try for the technique. I didn't quite get it, you see? I'm just going to come underneath and get myself on top. And the spectator will go, oh, that's an interesting Sankyo. No, it's an adaptation to a messed up Katagatame or messed up Nikyo. Now I'm trying for it. See, I'm low on the wrist. You see that? So it's not going to happen. So I'm going to come up underneath and get it. Oh, this one I have. This is what I'm low. You see that? So you come up underneath, put it on your chest, and you have the same thing. Okay, try. You have to have your transition smoothly. So here I got it. I'll try to mess up. Sorry. I'm gonna mess up. Here. So it has to be smooth. Tension free. Mess up again. Boom. You see? So my hand has to move out of the way. All right. My hand's gonna move out of the way, and I'm gonna replace it with my chest. Well, out of the way and ends up on my chest. Boom. Out of the way on my chest. So I'm passing it just like this first part, right? Look, I'm passing it from his grip to my forearm. You see? And now I'm gonna pass it from my pin on his arm to my chest. Boom, and I'm going to put it on my chest. On my chest. Instead of like this. See the difference?
Right.
He goes down, and I change my tactic because I know I'm not going to have it. So I put it on my chest. It goes on my chest. Do you see? Okay. It's just like fencing, right? I now have contact with the sword. You're dreaming if you think you're going to come off here and catch that hand. In the same way in fencing, if you come off the sword, your chances of finding it are going to go way down. Okay? So I keep in contact. We call that control maintenance, right? Right? Okay, so when I move to the chest one and I come in here like this hand cannot open up, and I go, that's not going to happen. He has to stay within the trap. He has to stay within the trap. So here, I take it off. You see? Once you felt that you didn't get it, this hand is not going to do what you think it's going to do. So you need to change your tactics. You see, it's not on the elbow anymore. Boom, boom, it's going here. So I am keeping contact, just like I am here, contact, but now I'm bringing it to my chest, and it stays on my chest. Boom, boom, bring it to your chest. It stays on my chest. I don't open it up and try to find it again. One more time. Boom, boom, on my chest. So this is why I open it this way, not this way. Open it this way. Okay, this movement here, this body movement. Remember, Sensei's drills used to just do. Here it is, right there, right there. Okay, so now I'm coming to here, and what do you think? You see it? It's not like this. You're doing the same movement again. So somebody long time ago, and a bunch of people after that person thought, you know what, this movement is pretty important. Okay? So don't change it. Try to find it. Okay, whatever you got there, okay, the rest of it remains the same. It's the same arm pin, same thing with the Kimura, it's the same one, okay? And again, tactically, you would look at it as either it's a break or a dislocation. It's not really a pin. Training-wise, it's a kokyu hole. It generates kokyu ryoku because of the way that it's going to use internal projection in a dynamic tension training aspect. Okay, so meaning if I sit here long enough, he, just like in the Kimura counter, he's gonna pin this shoulder and move everything else. Do you see? There's just no way out of it. So you would have to, like some of the things we do is we get the other arm off. You can put your knees on so he can't roll over, right? Okay. So think of it more as kokyu ryoku. So I need to engage my center, my core, and I have to stop using my shoulders and my biceps, right? Okay, so how do I do that? Let's get there, please. So my uke is just gonna chill out. And if I am at this angle, which is popular, there's something magic about this 45, I'm going to have to use my bicep to get this thing to go, okay? And even if I have the knife edge here, this is not the angle at which he would feed back into the lock. This is the angle that he would extend me past it. You see that? So let's just start with this perpendicular angle. See his spine? And my knees are perpendicular to the spine. If I'm here and I don't have control of his knife edge, again, you're going to end up having to use your bicep to correct. If it's very inefficient, it's definitely not kokyu hold. If I have his knife edge, but his elbow is to the foot side of my center line, Again, his resistance does not feed the lock, then does not generate the dynamic tension that I'm using as a training tool. So same thing if his elbow is on my center line, his elbow has to be in front of my center line. Does everyone understand that?
Right.
And I use this hand to keep it there. Keep it there. Hold myself to make sure I'm not using my biceps, and then I push from my center. That means my center of gravity actually moves forward, takes his elbow towards his head. Not in a rotational way. I'm going straight in. Do you see that? Same thing. Nothing changes if I'm in the Sankyo grip. Nothing changes. Elbow in front, push. Okay? Let's go. Anything that you had to turn, that meant that your mechanical structure was not feeding the pin in the first place. So if I have his left hand and I was doing this motion, you see that's a turn, that meant that their left hand was over here. If their left hand is over here, you're not getting there. Okay? Do you understand that?
Right.
So I don't care how many years you've done it that way. That's why we're doing the class. That way does not work. That way does not train. So everything has to go into that I don't have to ever be like this so that I have to go like that. So be strong. It's not going to work. Okay? So we'll just have the guy lie down, and then you get yourself in position so that it's already there. And then you just push, push, push. Okay, just like that. The training aspect, and I really think you should. Let's just look at this kind of stuff. Okay? If I start taking hands away, so let's take this one, and he'll extend his arm. And now I'm not going to get it. Let's take this one away. I'm not going to get it. This becomes limb dependent. Do you see? If I have the other one, and I'm here like this, you see? So that's consistent with my tactical architectures. It's built upon redundant systems, so I could take many of them away and still get it. On the other one, I couldn't. So I put the arm where it's going to be, and you can see that you can take the arms away. It's still going to do its thing. You can take all the arms away. Okay? Why would that be important? Because people fight. Do you understand? That's why you have redundant systems. Things fail, so you need something in case it fails. Okay?